Hey YouTube, we're going to do another unboxing today. My trusty not Stanley the knife. I am lying, this is Stanley the knife. I'm a terrible person. So this is the BougeRV 30. So it is a 30 quart compressor style 12 volt refrigerator from BougeRV. I got this from Amazon, I believe. Actually, I'll take that back. I believe I used the link from HOBOTECH, who is a YouTuber, and he is the reason that I decided to try out the BougeRV, as it is an inexpensive option in comparison to what I was going to go with, which is the Angle. That was my original plan after watching one of David's videos on Prius camping. He's tried a bunch of them. He's tried all kinds of different types and has found the Angle to be extremely inefficient, or extremely efficient, but also a very good quality product, and that's hard to beat. Now, Bob Wells of CheapRVLiving has done, he's had all kinds of different fridges. He's had friends that have all kinds of different fridges, and he is kind of getting to the point nowadays where one or two or even three cheaper refrigerators might actually be cheaper in the long run versus one expensive refrigerator. So one $500 to $800 or $1,000 refrigerator might get you 3 years, it might get you 4 or even 5 years, but then you have, well, I'm gonna lay this thing down, it's awful big. Then you have much lesser expensive units that, and I realize I'm laying this down, I'm not gonna be plugging this in for quite some time, it's okay. The compressor oil will have plenty of time to settle itself. Sorry if I'm blocking the camera there. So, we're gonna get this thing out. I'm gonna toss all this stuff. But Bob Wells is, I wouldn't say convinced is the right term, but he is wagering that it may actually be cheaper in the long run to do multiple lesser expensive units than it is to do one really expensive unit. And I can't say that I would argue with the wisdom of Bob Wells. He's been doing this a long time. He has had direct experience for years and years and years. And it's very difficult to compare with that type of direct experience. So first impressions, it's not terribly heavy. I like that the handles are built in. So no extra extruding parts, that's fantastic. Compressor on one side. Yep, HOBOTECH was right. It does have a magnetic lid. I have to put some force to get it open. Nice flush top. It doesn't have that weird part that sticks up like, I can't remember the name of the brand. It was very unusual to see a large part sticking up. Let me center that better. So yeah, it's your basic refrigerator. You get all kinds of goodies in here, like the manual and the power adapter and things of that nature. You have in here a divider. It's directly in the center. The reason I got the 30 over the 23, and by the way, both of these are sub 300, I believe, and you can even find deals to get down in the range of just under 200, I believe, for the 23. But I got the 30 because I want to be able to do a gallon milk. I'm a big milk drinker, and I wanted to be able to fit a gallon, and it doesn't quite fit in the 23. Not a lot of space in here. I am going to detach my camera and give you some idea from that perspective. Bear with me. So the space inside the cooler, let's go this way. I wouldn't call it generous. I mean, it is 30 quarts, but it's not exactly the largest thing I've ever seen. However, on the testing that he did, this is HOBOTECH, by the way. On the testing he did, he found this to be very efficient for the price, for the quality of build, etc. Stick her back on this tripod. And quite frankly, I can't, it's hard to disagree with that. When you have, well, they really sealed that up well. When you have an inexpensive product, Stanley, where you are at, that is well built. I just chipped my own refrigerator. Way to go. Shame on you, Stanley the Knife. No, it was my fault. I'm kidding, Stanley the Knife. You're not a bad guy. Alright. Lots of packing. And dropping stuff. So, rubber isolation feet. Manual. Pretty self-explanatory. I'm guessing this is going to be a power brick for AC because it does have the ability to connect to AC if you choose. And the answer to that is yes, it is an AC adapter. Standard, fair, nothing spectacular. We are looking at here, this is 6 amp on AC. No, is that 8 amp? I think it's 8 amp, 87 watts on AC. Now on DC, with the testing that he did, you could essentially operate this on about 24 amp hours of lithium battery. So here is your very long, and I'm going to guess this is 16 gauge or 14 gauge. 16 gauge, so 16 gauge, nice long cord. This is, I'm going to guess, 8 or 10 feet at least. Same power adapter. And yeah, just an overall very slick, very nice for its price. This one cost me around $238, I believe, with discount. The discount I used was HOBOTECH's. I believe I have a discount to give out. I will, if that is the case, I will provide that in the link. Let's look at the side now. And I will detach this again and we'll get a little bit closer so you can see the connector. So you can see, very simple, very clean lines, nothing crazy about it. I really like how compact it is. And if my calculations were correct, and I hope they are, because if they aren't, I'm going to be into trouble. This should fit underneath where my rear seats are now. I shouldn't say underneath, where the rear seats are now. Take out the rear seats. This will be behind the driver's side. It is going to be mounted in an aluminum tray with the slides on the side. So there'll be a slide on both sides. The aluminum tray, I'm assuming, is going to be about a 1/16 of an inch above the bottom of the Prius. It's going to move forward. It's going to open up. I'm going to get to my items, put it back, slide it in. Then directly on top of this, and I mean directly, it won't be more than 1/4 of an inch or so on top of this, I will have that long vertical storage unit mounted against the wall. And then as you follow this direction, you'll have the toilet I'm going to build and then the microwave all underneath the seat, underneath where the seat is now. I'm hoping it'll fit. I measured it before I ordered this, and as long as my measurements are accurate, I will be a very happy guy. If they're not accurate, I'll just have to find something else. What I'll do if it isn't accurate is I'll put this in the floorboard, which is where most people do. I'm just trying to keep the floorboard open because reasons. Indeed. All right, guys. I appreciate you. This is just a real quick video, and thanks for coming.